Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Rimworld. Now, just before I loaded in my save file to start another recording session, I did get a message that my save file was under an older version of the game. They've recently updated the game, and the message said that we may experience some bugs and crashes as a result of this being an older version. Hopefully we don't encounter any of that, but in case we do, that's the reason why. In any case, let's go ahead and start things up. And one thing I'd like to get on that I think I've been forgetting about is building up some turrets. So, let's go under security here and build a turret. So I'm guessing this is about the area that the turret can cover. And I'm going to start off by prioritizing turrets down here and the lower section of my base because, well, that's the part that doesn't have a wall yet. So, do I want to place it here so it's got better vision, or closer to the middle so it's got better coverage? I think I'm going to go with closer. Alright, I'll put it at just this edge here. And we should have enough to build one more. And I'll build this one about hard to say if that's in line. I'll build it to about here. That should give us good overlapping coverage, but allow the turret to be able to see much of what's over here. And then when that's done, we'll probably put sandbags around the turrets so that they are decently defended. Alright. And we should be getting decent clothing options out of this. I have a feeling that somebody needed a better outfit. I don't recall who, though. I believe it might have been Veronica here, who is currently carrying a gun. When she's done with that, we'll have her put on an outfit. So we've got pants. Alright, we've got pants and we've got shirts. So which shirt's the best? I think it's this one, probably. And then we've got shoddy and awful. I'm going to assume awful is worse than shoddy. I actually don't know the progression, but we'll force her to wear that. And then she's not going to have a shirt, so we'll force her to wear that as well. And then it will be Mitch that needs more clothing items besides that. We've got a wool jacket. We have a few people that still need jackets. Now, one problem I'm encountering here is a lack of storage. And I think we can address both situations of storage of food and storage of overall supplies. So the first thing I'm going to do is work on the storage of food. I think storage of supplies, we're probably just going to set up a new store, and what I'll do is maybe put, well, I guess it doesn't really matter with main storage where it ends up being. Okay, well, I'm going to have to think about exactly how I would want to do these things. Otherwise, I just build out the structure a little bit more. Either way, that works. But let's start with the freezer, or fridge, actually. So let's go to structure, make it out of wood. And I think if we draw it out... Now, right now we don't have an issue, but we've had an issue in the past. And I think we're good with that setup. And I'll go ahead and put out a wood floor as well. And then probably what I'll do, once this is done, I'll replace the cooler over here, and then this should be sealed off, so we should be good in that regard. And then... The big issue here is I don't have granite. Any supply of granite that I'm aware of. These are all slate. So I'm going to have mismatched stone. Because all I have is sandstone, limestone, and slate. I don't see any granite anywhere. I'm going to guess from the color Oh, wait, this is granite. So what we can do... Okay, so Sally Sue's gunshot has been treated. Let's take a look at her. So she just had a gunshot to the torso. I think she'll probably be okay. Let us deconstruct this. And might as well actually take up the floor as well. Which will give me a source of granite. And then we can build out once we get the supplies. You know, just for me and my aesthetic choices of why I'm choosing to make sure that this is made out of the same material, there's really not a valid reason of why I'm doing that. I'm just doing it for the sake of doing it. And nobody's picking up this dead body. Oh, it's because this is full, huh? Alright, well, we'll grab zones, and that should be a dumping stockpile. And we'll just do that. That should keep it the same stockpile with the same rules. Alright. I think the poor mood went away already. And we always know who the poor mood is. It's always Mitch here, who is a pessimist already. And as long as he has this his innocent prisoner died thing, he's going to be a little bit upset about it. And then they've got the rotting corpse, which should go away eventually. I mean, we're going to wall off this area to kind of make it so they can't see this as well. I guess we can get on that. What stone blocks do we have? Outside of granite, which I don't want to use. So we do have some limestone, which I think I'm going to use to just build that out. And that should, as long as they don't walk over in this area, prevent them from seeing the dead bodies and the rotting corpses and stuff. Also, I kind of want somebody to prioritize the construction of the turrets, but they're instead prioritizing other things. I know you're trying to do that for your own mood and stuff, but prioritize building that. How are we doing on components? We're doing okay-ish. Did he try and hit on Sally Joe there again? Yeah, she turned him down again. She's never gonna accept you, Mitch. You just have to accept that you're an ugly space pirate, and Sally Joe has no interest in you. What is Sally Sue up to? Meditating? Yeah, she likes to do that. Well, actually, no, that was Sally Mae that we've seen do that a lot. I'm not going to worry about repairing this area at the moment. There are some doors that got knocked down. I'm not going to really worry about that too much. Power isn't too much of an issue right now, but we might want to think about increasing... Oh, that reminds me. Go ahead and uninstall, or actually reinstall, and we'll put it right there. And then, once that's done... We also have to build power. And seeing how this is nearby, I figure we build from here. So we'll just go there, there. I don't know if this has to just be nearby. I would assume just nearby is probably good. And then the other turret, we'll just go ahead and build a line down like that. And then... under security, steel is what we make sandbags out of. Interesting. We're just going to make a little sandbag area around the turret. You protect it a little bit. At least I assume that's how that works. And Sally Sue's doing some mining. Out of curiosity, why is she doing the mining? Because that should be a really low priority job for her. It's a little bit higher priority than other things, but she should have research. Much higher priority, so she should... Oh, that's right. We disassembled the research. Okay, so that's why. And then we've got potato crop coming in, which Sally Mae's taking care of. Okay. So a healer is... I'm not sure what that is all about. Is there anything I can actually do with her? Doesn't look like it. So she's just wandering through. That's nothing that really concerns me. I mean, if I was playing a more aggressive game, like I was pretending to be space pirates, I could go and capture her probably or something like that to add her in to the band. But of course, we're not playing like that. Alright, so what I'm going to do is the dumping stock I'm actually going to move. So, we just take this. When we're bringing out, let's say 3 spaces. And then we'll take this. And actually, is this going to do what I want it to? Let's see. There we go. And then maybe we even bring it out a little bit. Well, actually, that's probably a big and fine dumping spot. And this is just for the future, so that, and I'm going to have to tell them to haul this stuff. When I get the materials to do it, I'm going to... we're getting more and more granite here, so it's moving along. And I might grab Mitch after he's done with his meal. Okay. A mental break. Sad wander. What does that do? Okay. Wandering around in sadness. Reason, uncomfortable. Okay. Would you have to keep an eye on her, I guess? But she's a little sad right now. As long as she doesn't hurt herself or do anything like that, that's fine. Oh. I was going to grab Mitch here. Okay. You know what? How about you come over here and prioritize working on that? Because I want to build. I actually don't remember. Yeah, high-tech research bench. And we want to make this out of wood. And it's going to go right in there. Okay. And, alright, well, he failed at training Chris. That's disappointing, but... And... Actually, that's under floors. That'll give me some granite as well. And then once this is finished, which it's looking about ready, we'll go ahead and... they don't give you an option to reinstall it, do they? So I guess what I'll do is I will just produce one. And then we'll deconstruct the other one. So, do that. And then we'll tear down the wall once this is done. Deconstruct that, tear down the wall, and we'll get the... might tear down the wall first. I do have to keep in mind if I close this area off entirely. As a matter of fact, it might already... I'm curious if it is actually working. It is still working. All right. Well, it's going to be maybe a little bit of time here where this is not working. All right. Well, that's nice, but how about you work on the cooler, please? The faster we get that done, the faster we get our temperature back up. Okay. Then I would like you to deconstruct and prioritize that. And you are going to be set for 34 degrees, which I believe is the same as the other one. Okay, and then you're going to deconstruct that, and we'll have you prioritize that here in a second. Okay. She's already working on that. Alright, we'll get all the bits out of it. And we should be able to maintain the temperature in here. We'll deconstruct the walls. And then we'll get the flooring in. Alright, now what are you up to? Going for a walk. Alright, well, Sally Sue's continuing to mine. We've got one turret up. Actually, both turrets are up now. Okay. And steel is looking okay enough, which I'm happy about. We can go ahead and do this. Okay. And then we'll get gun turrets up in other areas that we need to cover. But they're, you know, fairly steel intensive, so I gotta work on that. Okay, and then floors, wood. There we go. Take a look at the rest of our potato crop. So the rest of our potato crop hasn't actually, well, some of it's grown in, some of it hasn't. I guess we can tell them to harvest just to get that underway. There's going to be some that I've ordered to harvest that aren't ready, but we should be okay for the most part. And then they're going to spend most of the day working on that. Except for Sally Sue, who's going to be cooking. How's the corn doing? Out of curiosity. We've got 63% grown. 86% grown. Alright, so we've got varying degrees of grown, but eventually when the corn gets done, I'm hoping it has a good yield and is worth the time invested. Alright, I guess we can start planning out the expansion of the storage here. So go ahead and go with structure, and I'm going to change it to granite blocks. And we're going to come out to here, and go out to here, and then to there. And then I also want floors made out of granite as well. But we'll maybe wait for that. Would like it very much if you finish the wood floor, please. And how is the temperature in here? It's kind of warmish. I wonder if that's too much for one cooler to handle. Oh, it's unroofed. You know, I like it very much. I don't know what you're really working on right now, but work on the roof area, please. Is there any other roof area? Okay, I don't think so. So, still saying unroofed. All right. There we go. Found the other area. Okay. Anywhere else? There we go. One more area, and then we should be good. Okay. Indoors. There goes the temperature, I think. There we go. Okay. So, the food should be okay here. Once the temperature gets down low enough. It'll probably take a little bit of time. And then we'll roof in this area, and then I'll knock out the wall and start putting floors down and other things. That definitely should help. A little extra storage space. I hope we have enough granite left over to do the job, but I think we should. Just checking to see our dog and where he's set up. Why is he sleeping out in the middle of nowhere? He should be sleeping in his bed. Okay. Sandbags are set up. Now she's working on that. I might have to knock down the wall first. So I guess we can do that. Deconstruct this. And Mitch will work on the plants, and hopefully Sally Mae will work on the other things. Takes a while to knock down the stone. Then I'd like Sally Joe to prioritize roofing. Till it's roofed. Okay, now it's indoors. Now she can do the other parts. And we can set up floors. And I would like granite tile. As I believe the rest of our storage area is granite. And that's the main reason I'm doing that, is just for the sake of keeping things the same and aesthetically pleasing. And then when we have all this stuff knocked down, I can expand the storage area. And then we can finish off the walls over here. And start getting these things kind of closed off. Must have a shortage of limestone. No, doesn't say I do. Escape pod. Let's take a look at this. What is this? Detect an escape pod crashing hard nearby. If anyone survived the impact, they'll be badly wounded. Alright, let's jump to that location. Okay. So, we're going to need to rescue, and I'm going to grab Sally Joe to do that, because Sally Mae is still asleep. Okay, rescue. We need a prisoner. Or an extra bed. Well, you know what I can do? I can set owner, unassign, then grab Sally Joe, and rescue. Okay. And I don't know if we want to necessarily capture. I mean, it was a crash-landed thingy. Wow. A lot of injuries. Heart injury as well. But she's not capable of doing anything. Okay, she likes cold, which is never going to be pleasing her. She's slow. She's volatile, so she's likely to mentally break, which is not great. But she's got decent medicine skills. Animals. Okay, so she's not necessarily terrific, but probably would be a worthy addition. Any case, hopefully this works out. And Sally May is now awake and hopefully can help her. Alright, we're going to need another bedroom probably constructed soon. Probably going to have to move the stone here. So let's grab zones. And we'll make a new stockpile zone. And we'll put it over here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to copy settings. And we're going to paste settings. That should have worked. Looks like it has. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to delete. And these things, they're going to probably just move. Okay. Now I need to start working on structure. And we're going to want wood. Probably something like that. And then we'll leave an opening here, here, and here for rooms and exits. So this will be a 5x5 room. We're going to have to well, I guess we can just leave that. And we will zone, deselect, just take this out. Okay. Then you can haul that. And then I would like... We'll figure out the rest here later, but... I'm going to make this room slightly bigger, and I'd also like this to be mined. And then... I don't know if they like natural walls, if the colonists like that kind of stuff, or not. And then we're going to do wooden doors here, here, and here. And then wooden wall. Like so. Alright. That's a game plan. Is she leaving? Should I have captured her? Where is she going? Sally May. Yeah, I can't do anything with her. I probably should have captured her rather than rescuing her. Because it looks like what happened is I healed her wounds enough so that she can walk, and then she's just going to walk off the map. So we didn't get her. Capturing her probably would have been the right move, but also it would have been an antagonistic move, so I guess we'll let it go. Let me guess who has a poor mood. It's Mitch. I just wasn't sure with that event or not what would happen. finally getting these construction jobs done. We'll see more construction jobs happening over time. We actually have some corn. Looks like the corn yield's pretty darn good. We'll let Sally Mae doing what she can do. Alright, who'd you try to hit on this time? Still going for Sally Joe. She doesn't want you, man. She's never gonna want you. In any case, I think that's a good point to put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.